We shall now have the opportunity for a silent prayers and meditation. Thank you very much. We may all be seated. Chiefs. I don't know whether those people are allowed to do so. Dr. Cheselane and Honorable Mate, whether that debate is acceptable or not. Good morning, honorable members. Let me greet all of you, the Premier, MECs, honorable members, who are now coming to this sitting, all of us. Good morning to you all. We have already done item 1 in terms of the orders of the day. We are now moving to item 2 to say, are there any motions without notice in terms of Rule 145? Honorable Mohale.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to yourself, to the Premier, MECs, and all honorable members. Honorable Speaker, I rise on behalf of the ANC that this House congratulates the 2 Limpopo clubs who are playing their trade in the Premier Soccer League for ending this season in good positions. Honorable Speaker, it gives us great pleasure as the people of Limpopo that after months of bad spells, Magezi FC has ended the season in a good position to avoid relegation. We are also thrilled with Polokwane City's performance, who finished in the PSL season with the top 8 bracket. Honorable Speaker, the fact of the matter is the development of sports in our province is largely intertwined with economic development. The participation of these teams in top flight football also means that we can leverage and draw some form of revenue on sports tourism and grow other sectors of the economy. As the people and government of the Limpopo province, we are obligated to continue to support these outfits to ensure that they continue to campaign in the country's elite football league. I so move.
Thank you very much. Any seconder? Honorable Mdaga.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Dr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as moved by Honorable Mahale. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, all protocol observed. I rise on behalf of the ANC in this August House to note the suspension of members of the executive management of the Great North Transport Bus Service. We hope that this development will bring to a halt the much publicized mismanagement of this entity. The entity has for the longest time been marred with allegations of failure to provide bus service, non-payments of employee pensions and medical aid contribution as a result of mismanagement by the previous board as way back as 2018, resulting in its current financial incapabilities. By acting on this matter, the board has sent a strong message to the public that government is working hard to restore the pride and credibility of our people's trust in the transport system of their choice. It is our submission that the board should be given the necessary support to bring about changes and steer the company into the right direction by restoring its former glory. I so move.
Any seconder to the motion? Honorable Dr. Cheselane.
Thank you, Dr. Speaker. I, Chair Selani, rise to second. But, oh, you are recognizing my professional standing. Thank you. Kenya ka otshega Honorable Maringa ka motion wa ga ke a leboga.
Thank you very much. Any further motion? Honorable Small.
Sorry. Thank you, Honourable Speaker. My apologies. I rise on behalf of the Democratic Alliance that this House notes that during 2025, Limpopo had a significant number of unplaced learners in hotspot circuits like Polokwane, Mukopane, Tsanin, and Lepalale. This time of the year is a stressful time for parents as they apply for acceptance at various schools. Some of our parents have to double park their learners and their children on the system due to a lack of classrooms. Parents need to confirm their choices before the end of June as to allow the department to complete its admissions process. We call on the department to institute a rapid school building program to aim to quickly construct new schools and expound existing ones to address overcrowding in our hotspot circuits. I so move, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable Smile. Any seconder? Honorable Wilson?
Thank you, Chairperson. I will second the motion submitted by the Honourable Smaller. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there any further motion without notice? Honorable Netchifefe?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. Greetings to members of the executive as led by our Premier and all members of the legislature. Honorable Speaker, we have received the sad news of the passing of Dean Chenwani Simon Farisani, a former member of Parliament, a former Speaker of this legislature, a former member of the Executive Council of this provincial government, who was a prominent freedom fighter and a prolific clergyman. The death of Comrade Farisani Chenwani has robbed the people of this province and South Africa of a meticulous and all-round politician who used every ounce of his vein to wage a very furious war against apartheid. He was an impeccable leader who has left an indelible mark in both his tenures as Speaker of this legislature and MEC for the Department of Roads and Transport in this province. He has also served the African National Congress with applaud in various capacities. Comrade Farisani was an upright leader who was beyond reproach and was always on the side of the truth. A proponent of black consciousness, Comrade Farisani was identified from early age as an adversary by the apartheid regime and had been arrested on multiple occasions. Each arrest had its own set of experience of torture, but he remained steadfast and unrelenting to the cause of freedom and the disfranchisement of his people. Honorable Speaker, we have also learned with heavy hearts about the passing of Ntate Mbuti Elijah Nkonyana, the father to Honorable Wongani Nkonyane, a member of this august House and the Wipari on Policy and Study Group. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Nkonyana family as they make preparations for their father's funeral send-off. May the souls of the departed compatriot rest in peace. I so move, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you so much. Can we get a seconder to the motion? Honorable Metle?
Thank you very much, Dr. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Medle, hereby seconding the motion as presented by Honorable Netchifefe.
Any further motion? Are we done with motions? No, it was motion without notice. So we'll now move to item 3. Are there motions of any notices of motion in terms of House Rule 146? Honorable Wilson.
Thank you, Speaker. I stand on behalf of the Democratic Alliance to call for an urgent debate with regards to the continued poor and stagnant performance of our 27 municipalities as per the Auditor General's Consolidated Report on Local Governments for 23-24. Of major concern is the 2 billion lost on non-compliance with procurement and contracts, the 2 billion in unauthorized expenditure, unfunded budgets, and non-compliant with Eskom debt relief. I so move.
Honorable Small.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I stand to second the motion as read by Honourable Lindy Wilson. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll now proceed. Is there any further motion, notice of motion? In the absence of any further notices of motion, in line with Rule 146, we'll now proceed to item 4. Are there any statements by members? Honorable Small.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable MEC of Ledet, during the State of the Province address, the Premier indicated that you, as the MEC for Ledet, must initiate a turnaround strategy for the MMSEZ as to improve their economic opportunities. In light of the implementation of that plan in January 2026, are you confident that the timelines agreed upon with reference to internal roads and stormwater, construction of bulk sewer pipeline reticulation, and construction of wastewater treatment works will be met? And when does the MEC expect the first investments from other role players? Numerous reports and oversight visits by the portfolio concluded serious maladministration by the previous board and operational personnel. In light of those findings, has the MEC lodged or commenced any internal or external investigations? If so, what information can the MEC share with this House currently? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there any further member statements? I keep on Claudia Pos. Please mention your name so that we don't make mistakes for.
It's Honorable Baloy, Madam Speaker. Yeah, maybe I'm sitting in the wrong chair. Yeah, Honorable Speaker, the government has a reputation of not paying the contractor what is due for them, result in a lot of project has been abandoned. In some instances, contractor complete the project, do the handover, and end up not being paid the balance due to them. In 2009, the company called Mawasha Building Construction concluded the project, the Kolong Hospital Sub-Acute Ward A and B contract as number LDPWB 041045. And to date, the company has not been paid the balance for the work that has been done. This matter has been raised with the Department of Public Works, Road and Infrastructure, but the contractor is being ignored. He wrote several letters to the department and no written response has been received so far. Such is the level of arrogance we have come to witness from this government against its own citizens. The arrogance can be equated with that one of gum-chewing Minister of Higher Education. Furthermore, the contractor has wrote letter to the office of the Premier on the same matter, only to be referred to the same Department of Public Works, Road Infrastructure, which failed to assist the contractor. The department must come clean as to why they did not want to pay the contractor his outstanding money rather than to suffocate his emotions. This matter cannot be left hanging as it has dragged for too far long without any resource for the contractor who suffer against the loss in the project. We call upon the MEC to immediately intervene to this matter, to lay the matter to the rest. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Baloi. Is there any further member statement? In the absence of further member statements, allow me to allow the executive to respond to the member statements. Honorable Matibe Chitereke, MEC for Department of Economic Development, Environment and Tourism.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. You will note, Honorable Speaker, that we had deferred issues of construction in Musina Makado SEZ while we were still looking for the issues of land. Now the land has been resolved in Musina Makado. Public Works has done concurrence, Minister of Finance and Minister of Agriculture. So the issue of construction of work in Musina Makado SEZ will start in earnest. We are starting with the process of procurement in the second quarter, then we'll start the process. The issue of investment, we have got an investment pipeline for Musina Makado SEZ as well as Fitahomu towards SEZ. All that will start in earnest when the finalization of designation of the north side of Musina Makado happens, then we'll start. The south side is still having some challenges because of the issues of dispute in terms of township establishment. But the north side, after designation, the investment pipeline will come in earnest. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Matibe Chitereke. Is there any further input from EXCO? Honorable Bo Baiskop Makamu, Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Speaker. We want to come and acknowledge first the statement as mentioned by Honorable Baloi. The contractor that has done work, it's waiting for its retention. We are going to make sure that all the requirements that needs to be satisfied when you have to pay for retention are satisfied. One of the requirements, you know, is that the work that you have done is still intact. So we will talk to the MEC for Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure to intervene on the matter. Definitely, that's why I'm saying, what we are going to do is that we are going to investigate. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, because I wanted you to allow Honorable Makamu to conclude. So when you were interrupting, I was worried. Thank you so much. We now move to item 5. Are there any executive member statements? Manana Susan Violet Mathe.
Manna Speaker, Dr. Makoma Makrupechi. Inkomu Manna Speaker. Mana Speaker Dr. Makoma Makrupeji, Mufuni wa Mtsama wa Speaker Manana Teboho Mamrovela, Dr. Popira Matuba, our Premier, the Chief Whip in absentia, leaders of the opposition, members of the provincial legislature, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, Absheni. Madam Speaker, allow me to join mourners throughout the whole country and abroad in passing condolences to religious and powerful political leader, Dr. Chenowani Simon Farisani. On behalf of my family, myself and the department, we wish to extend our condolences to the Farisani family. Dr. Farisani was instrumental in forging unity talks amongst the various taxi associations. During the last Limpopo Santiago AGM, he was instrumental in shaping policy issues. We have really lost a leader. Madam Speaker, let me take this opportunity and thank you for allowing me to render the executive member statement. Recently, the National Minister issued crime statistics for the fourth quarter. Honorable Speaker and the honorable members, Limpopo have recorded a 26% year-on-year decrease in murder cases. Attempted murder dropped by 11%. Assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm is down by 16%. Common robbery declined by 8.3%. Car hijacking fell by 42% reported cases. Speaker, I must emphasize that crime does not have color, creed, nor race. We must at all times assist each other by making sure that we deal with incidents of gender-based violence. Madam Speaker, we are worried by the rise of such incidents in Thohoyandou. What we must know is that the police station is saving more than 400 villages. We are at least happy that efforts are underway to build a police station around Kuvi. This will go a long way towards reducing such GBVF incidents. Madam Speaker, we are pleased to inform you that recently we conducted a peaceful march around Thohoyandou in an effort to raise awareness. Speaker, we are also delighted to inform the Honorable House that a young man by the name of Fano Ungezani has decided to walk for 448 kilometers from Pretoria to Taban Mall from the 1st June to the 12th of June 2025. The aim is to encourage young youth on how to fight GBF using sport as a key. Speaker, to further reduce crime, the following measures will be applied. Deployment of newly appointed constables, strengthening collaboration with traditional leadership and CPFs. Speaker and honorable members, we are proud to inform you that the partnership between SAPS and communities is yielding a positive result. Honorable Speaker, on a more serious note, we wish to caution South Africans to refrain from spreading rumors of genocide, which is not even happening. We wish to remind everyone that spreading rumors about crime, which is not non-existing, is a crime on its own, and the law enforcement agencies will deal with such liars harshly. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity once more, and wish to reiterate that Limpopo is the safest province in the entire South Africa, and a safe place to come and stay in and do business. I thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Honorable MEC, for the executive statement. In line with Rule 200, following an executive statement by an MEC, a member or members of each party may comment on the statement for not more than 3 minutes per party. So I'm going to allow parties that wants to make comment on the statement. Freedom Front Plus, are you willing to make any statement? No. UAT, are you? MK? The DA? EFF?
Okay. No. Eish. No, nina challenge nenge, Honorable Speaker, sorry. Yes, Kalanga, I mean. No, ana sota la kana tlo la comment ka le ya Honorable Makamla. Eh? Oh, come on. No, no, it's fine. There's no problem. That is my portfolio committee. There's nothing to comment on that one.
Unfortunately, you can't comment on any other thing. The rule says you can only comment on the executive statement done by MEC Mate. Order, members. Can I now go to the African National Congress? Today we have got the acting chief whip. Our acting chief whip of the day, it's Honorable Christina Mohale. Do you have any comment, ma?
Oh, yeah. Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, Honorable Premier, Dr. Popira Matuba, MECs, members of the August House, I want to take this opportunity to appreciate the presentation made by MEC Mate. It is indeed great that this province called Limpopo province is, we are reaffirming it, that is a province of peace. We always say that this is a garden of Eden where everything starts. The Premier always says that as you go through Mogalakwena, that's when God was starting to be awake. When you pass Boyne and you start approaching Mahua's Kloof, you see that indeed God was happy because he created that beauty. And as he passes Dan village, and that's where some of us are there, and you go, it is indeed, the statistics shows that Limpopo is a place to be. And this shows that we can have people to come and invest in our province. But however, we note the issues of GBV, that even during the weekend, there were problems. And we are happy that the MEC says they have also taken active programs to deal with this problem. For me, you need to keep it up. We see your work, we see what this province is doing, and we will keep on encouraging our people to be vigilant to make sure that Limpopo remains great Limpopo. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mukoni, making a comment on behalf of the African National Congress. Thank you so much. We now proceed in terms of item 6. Are there other reports, committees, and papers, which is none? And I will move directly to item 7. On the orders of the day, 7.1, the first reading of the Limpopo Appropriation Bill, B04-2025, MEC for Provincial Treasury, Ntate Kabo Mawai. Iphi imali?
Honorable Speaker, Dr. Makoma Makurupeje, and Deputy Speaker, Honorable Tebo Mamurobela, Honorable Premier, Dr. Popira Matuba, my fellow members of the Executive Council, honorable members of the Provincial Legislature, in your different ranks and designations, ladies and gentlemen, people of our province, Limpopo, Thobela, Ndimacheron, Abusheni. Honorable Speaker, I rise to retable the 2025-26 provincial budget following a series of developments at both the national, fiscal, and monetary policy levels that have impacted our provincial fiscal planning. Last week, we received encouraging news from the South African Reserve Bank, where the Governor, Mr. Lesetja Kganyago, announced the Monetary Policy Committee that the Monetary Policy Committee has decided to reduce the interest rate by 25 basis points. This brings the repo rate down to 7.25% and the prime lending rate to 10.75%. The decision offers a degree of relief in an otherwise turbulent and volatile economic climate. It is expected to ease financial pressure on our people and support economic activities. This monetary policy shifts coincides with adjustments at the fiscal level and aligns to support economic stability. Honorable Speaker, you'll recall the events that led to the revised National Fiscal Framework. The Minister of Finance has retabled the revised national budget in Parliament on 21 May 2025 in line with these developments. Subsequent to that, I withdrew the Limpopo Appropriation Bill and related documents on 27 May 2025, which were previously presented to this House on 25 March 2025. In terms of Section 27, subsection 2 of the Public Finance Management Act, MECs of finance in provinces are required to table their budgets within 2 weeks of the national budget. Accordingly, we are gathered here today to retable the 2025-26 appropriation bill and supporting documents aligned with the updated national fiscal framework and current economic conditions. Madam Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I hereby table before this August House the Limpopo Appropriation Bill, B04-2025, the amended 2025-26 budget speech, the following budget documents as previously tabled on the 25th March 2025. 1, estimates of provincial revenue and expenditure 2025, overview of provincial revenue and expenditure 2025, the socio-economic review and outlook 2025, and supporting gazettes. Going on the economic overview, according to the International Monetary Fund, the global economy is expected to remain stable with a growth rate of 2.8% in 2025. Our continent, Africa, shows promise with over half of the top 20 fastest growing economies projected to be from the continent. In contrast, South Africa's economy has stagnated, growing by only 0.6% in 2024 and is only expected to reach 1.3% by 2026. Limpopo's provincial economy also experienced minimal growth as it is heavily reliant on the mining sector and faces challenges in agriculture and other sectors. Projections from both global and domestic institutions denote a downward revision over the medium-term period due to persistent geopolitical fragmentation as well as low economic growth. The recent interaction between the US President and our President, Cyril Ramaphosa, might result in improved trade relations, which in turn will boost economic growth, given that the US is one of South Africa's biggest trading partners, together with sub-Saharan Africa, the Eurozone, and China. Addressing provincial economic growth challenges, perhaps we'll need to look back 10 years, and we'll note that the unemployment rate in Limpopo was below 20% then, compared to the current rate of above 33%, which is the fourth lowest among the 9 provinces. To address this, we should take advantage of the minister's recent announcement on the newly gazetted public-private partnership regulations by thoroughly exploring collaboration between the state, the private sector, and civil society in the economy. According to the minister, the newly gazetted regulations will reduce the procedural complexity of undertaking public-private partnerships, making it easier for government and the private sector to collaborate on, among others, infrastructure and service delivery projects. This will unlock new opportunities and reduce Limpopo's reliance on government services for its growing population. By developing new industries in support of the Limpopo Development Plan and the Limpopo Provincial Spatial Development Framework, our province can promote sustainable growth, adapt to global market fluctuations, and improve living standards. This strategic approach can stimulate innovation, create jobs, and increase resilience to external shocks, ultimately enhancing the overall economic well-being of the province and its people. I'll now look on at the provincial own revenue. Honorable Speaker, over the 2025 MTF period, our target has increased significantly from 1.8 billion in 2024-25 to 2.0 billion in 2025-26, and then 2.10 billion and 2.2 billion rand in 2026-27 and 2027-28, respectively. This represents an average increase of 6.0% over the MTF period. We continue to incentivize provincial departments and public entities that exceed their revenue set targets through revenue retention, ensuring that the revenue target set is realistic and achievable. The revenue enhancement strategy includes investing in provincial government holiday resorts infrastructure, Honorable Matibe, supporting the implementation of the Provincial Liquor License Act, and extending the K53 learners and drivers license functions, Honorable Mate. All departments and public entities are required to continue prioritizing revenue collection to augment the provincial equitable share. On provincial receipts, Honorable Speaker, as announced by the Minister of Finance on 21st May 2025, allocations to provinces remain unchanged from what he announced on the 12th March 2025. Therefore, national transfers to the province, which comprise equitable shares and conditional grants, remain the primary revenue sources for provincial payments over the 2025 MTF period. These two sources of funding contribute 98% of the total receipts of the province, with provincial owned revenue contributing only 2%. The 2025-26 transfer receipts from the national government increased by 4.9 billion from 81.4 billion in 2024-25 to 86.36 billion in 2025-26. So the national transfers further rise to 89.3 billion in 2026-27 and 93.8 billion in 2027-28. That's the whole MTF. Overall, provincial receipts, including own revenue, increased by 5.1 billion or 6.1% from 83.2 billion in 2024-25 to 88.3 billion in 25-26. So the total provincial receipts are expected to increase by 3.5% in 2026-27 and 5.1% in 27-28 to 91.4 billion and 96.0 billion respectively. Over the MTF, the 2025 MTF, the provincial equitable share increases from 69.6 billion in 2024-25 to 74.0 billion in 25-26, 77.7 billion in 26-27, and 81.8 billion in 27-28 financial years. In rand value, this translates to a year-on-year increase of 1.13 billion, 1.31 billion, and 1.89 billion over the MTF period. This increase amounts to 4.3 billion, and this is allocated to protect the social service. Our budget is redistributive. I have to emphasize that. On spending priorities, Honorable Speaker, as I'm about to confirm the allocation per vote, I'm glad to announce that the baseline allocation across all the 12 votes remain unchanged as announced on 25 March 2025. This budget remains redistributive, as I said, and it directs almost 223.5 billion, or 81% of the 274 billion rand MTF budget to social services over the next 3 years. This is money that will be spent to fund free basic services, including education, healthcare, and welfare services. This budget also demonstrates our resolve to change the composition of spending from consumption to investment. A total of 21.6 billion will be spent on infrastructure investment over the next 3 years, with the bulk of this funding allocated to the Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure. We want to see Limpopo as a construction site. Overall, the provincial payments estimates are confirmed at 274.8 billion over the 2025 MTF period, of which 88.9 billion is allocated in the current financial year, and this increases, as I said, to 94.7 billion in the outer year, 2027-28. The 2025 MTF allocation includes conditional grants allocation, which remains unchanged at a total of 35.9 billion, with 12.3 billion allocated in the current financial year, decreasing slightly to 12.0 billion rand in 2027-28. The budget allocation per vote, and actually the allocations to each vote are as announced in the previous tabling and are as follows, just as a reminder. Vote 1, Office of the Premier, receives 554.8 million. Vote 2, the Provincial Legislature receives 671.6 million rand. Vote 3, the Department of Education still receives the highest share of the provincial budget, amounting to 42.5 billion. Vote 4, the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development receives 1.9 billion. And vote 5, the Provincial Treasury receives only 512.8 million. And vote 6, the Department of Economic Development, Environment and Tourism receives 2.2 billion in the 2025-26 financial year, which is inclusive, of course, of transfers to its public entities. Vote 7, the Department of Health is allocated the second largest budget which amounts to 26.0 billion. And vote 8, the Department of Transport and Community Safety receives 3.0 billion, which is inclusive, of course, of transfers to its public entity. Vote 9, the Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure receives an allocation of 5.6 billion in this current financial year, which is inclusive of transfers to its public entity. Vote 10, the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture receives 877.4 million, while vote 11, the Department of Cooperative Governance, Human Settlements and Traditional Affairs receives 2.5 billion. And lastly, the vote 12, the Department of Social Development receives 2.2 billion in this current financial year. Honorable members, as I've presented the allocation for provincial departments, it is imperative to emphasize the importance of fiscal discipline as a cornerstone of our financial strategy. Given the tight fiscal environment, we must remain vigilant against fiscal leakages and inefficiencies that threaten our resources. Therefore, we will continue to implement stringent measures to safeguard our funds through monthly and quarterly expenditure monitoring. We will also continue to conduct spending reviews in support of national initiatives. This will enhance accountability and transparency in the usage of funds and eliminate waste and inefficiencies. Honorable Speaker, we remain committed to our monitoring role by guiding municipalities to apply sound financial management. This includes adopting funded budgets, implementing cost-reflective tariffs, and complying with debt relief conditions. We continue to discourage the excessive use of consultants for tasks that municipalities can perform internally. And we encourage municipalities to focus on value for money, especially in infrastructure delivery, where poor quality leads to cost overruns and public dissatisfaction. Honorable Magamu, we dare not fail in this regard. Honorable Speaker, we expect municipalities to update and implement audit action plans, strengthen internal audit and risk management functions, and work within the ambit of the district development model to meet the goals of the medium-term development plan. If we get this right, and if we strengthen financial management and force accountability and align spending with service delivery, our municipalities will function better and our province will move forward in addressing the plight of our residents. As we conclude, Honorable Speaker, I would like to thank the Honorable Premier, Dr. Poppy Ramathuba, for her leadership and guidance in shaping our approach to fiscal management and economic transformation. I would also like to appreciate the support from my fellow colleagues at the Executive Council and then the EXCO Budget Committee for their invaluable support and guidance on the budget processes. Allow me to also appreciate the support of the Portfolio Committee on Provincial Treasury, led by Honorable Piedi, and SCOPA, led by Honorable Mukwele. Thank you for your oversight and support in promoting accountability. Lastly, I would like to thank the Limpopo Provincial Treasury team under the leadership of our HOD, Mr. Kevin Pratt, for your commitment to delivering on our mandate. Lest I forget to thank my party that is so supportive to our cause and which is responsible for this fiscal prudence. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Oh, the Speaker is here. Honorable members, it's as short as this.
If you don't clap hands, he might come back and change the figure. So please clap hands for him. Thank you so much, Honorable Mawai, for retabling the budget. The budget is now If we don't, all of us were affected. If we don't clap hands, he might come back and change the figures. So the budget speech, together with its supporting documents, will be now referred to the Portfolio Committee of Provincial Treasury for consideration and report back to the House. Item 8, the motion on the appointment of special delegates to attend the NCOP plenary. Honorable the Acting Chief Whip, Honorable Christina Mohale.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the NCOP has scheduled hybrid plenary for the Thursday, the 5th June 2025 at 2 o'clock. Provinces are required to designate special delegates to attend this plenary in terms of Rule 2261. I therefore propose that this House designate the following members as special delegate to attend NCOP plenary. The plenary to debate the mid-term strategic review of the South African National Defence Force by the Joint Standing Committee on Defence. The names of special delegates are Honorable K. Libya, Honorable D.A. Nenguda, and Honorable M.S. Shai. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Any seconder, honorable members? Honorable Mahasela.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Dr. Makurupeja. I rise to second the motion. Thank you.
Honorable Mahasela. We will now move to item 9, announcements. Presiding officers, who's making announcements? Today is the day for chair of chairs. Done. Stand number 39 and 40.
Wansiva gnot clock shilling ngawe gufa. Enhlakanini lonene eka yindlo ikuangarela. Ndzi teka nkarhi lowu ndzi khensa xipikara dokodela Makoma Makurupeja ku va ndzi nyikile nkarhi lowu. Ndzi lava ku tivisa switiviso leswi landzelaka. Lava lava ku yisa tidyondzo ta vona emahlweni va komberiwa ku tihlanganisa na Mrs. Risenga parliamentary village. I'll speak ntavulavula hi ririmi ra vadya hlampfi ku ri lava vanghani va kota ku hitwa. What I'm saying, I also want to cover my friend Honorable Smiley, but kindly take note that Ms. Risenga will be providing in-person assistance for members to register for UJ VET's capacity building program at Parliamentary Village on Friday, the 6th June 2025 from 10 o'clock. Tani laha va nga vula kona va ku hi weriwe hi papa ra ntima, un'wana wa vatirhikulobye wa hina tatana Nkonyana Bongani u lahlekeriwile hi tata wa yena. Xipikara i ta va a yisa a rhangela vanhu lava ya ku chaveleleni eka Nkonyana hi ti 5 ta June 2025. One of our own honorable member, Nkonyana Bongani, has lost his father. The speaker will be leading a delegation to send in our condolences to the family on the 5th of June 2025. anakeni bari nyoka yi famba emarhumbu xa buba xivambelana a ni tivi ku ri xilungu ta ku yini va ri swakudya i matutu vana va ntavasi tanani mi ta tiphina kwala mi nga tolovela koho masiku na masiku ha khensa inkomu
Re lebohile bakgaga ba Make. Honorable members, I will now take this opportunity because we have been informed as this legislature, as this sitting, that we have lost the former speaker, Dr. Reverend Farisani, and as well as the father to Nkonyana, who's one of our own. I will now take this opportunity to request all of us just to stand up for a moment of silence. May their souls rest in peace. Ke a leboha. Honorable members, we have come to the conclusion of the sitting today. I'm announcing that we are supposed to reconvene on the 5th at 10 o'clock in this Legislative Council chamber, but sitting where I'm sitting, I've been receiving some kind of programs that might be clashing. So after consulting with the programming committee, a decision will be made in terms of what will happen on Thursday. But for now, I can indicate that the sitting is adjourned until the 5th of June on Thursday at 10 o'clock at this Leboa Khomo Legislative Chamber. The House stand adjourned.